Ahí estamos.
Sí, ¿me escuchas bien?
Perfecto.
Buenísimo, boludo, porque estoy como un poco experimentando todo esto, ¿sí?
¿Preferís que pongamos así o lo de vuelta? No sé cómo se estará transmitiendo, pero si ahí lo ve bien, perfecto.
No sé, a ver si alguien está online. Someone could maybe say us if it's everything okay? I didn't
Quizás deberíamos cambiar a la otra modalidad que no está pescado, pero como vos prefieras.
Sí. Si querés, no, lo dejamos así, ¿o no?
Dale, vamos así.
Está bien. Okay. Let's start in English. This is maybe the most problematic thing because you are Argentinian like me, and it's something like not so common. I can say, hey, you come here, let's talk, but let's try it right now, yes? Okay. First of all, tell me.
No, it's okay.
It's okay, okay. First of all, we are with Danny from Los Males del Mundo. And when I hear this name, I want to keep on talking in English, in Spanish. But, okay, let's start. Tell me first how did it born the band and how start the idea, the musical concept, the first thing before it's become a band, there is a concept. So tell me this concept and also later how it's becoming Los Males del Mundo to be a band.
I think that we all start at 2016, I think. I have been in contact with Chris for a long time because we were friends, but we never played together. So we started working on this idea about how to create something new, but we wanted to make black metal, you know, we want to go into this genre that we really like. We have very, very in mind that what we wanted to do with this was to bring, you know, the feeling, all the things that we like the most from the 90s black metal and record it with very clear sound, which is very difficult because you know that the black metal from the 90s, it's very raw. One of the main things in that black metal is that it's not so elaborated, but we want to try that. Of course, we like to make our best effort in order to record it properly. And as soon as we start working on this project, we realized that we need high quality sound for this. But the essence of this project is to bring back all the greatest things from the 90s black metal. At least that was the idea behind all of this.
Yes, and tell me also what I wanted before to ask is the concept. It's very important because you are not a normal black metal to say, let's take a picture in the forest, corpse space, and let's go. So, like I said before, you sent me a few songs from the album before it was released, and I said you, hey, one song is sounding like Desper Omega, and I say you, I love it. Yes. Tell me how start the concept, this step to say we are not this kind of black metal that the people think. We are something more.
Well, that's a good question because we we really like, the black metal from the 90s and all the songs about the forest and Satanism, which is it's great, but we don't want to go in that direction. Definitely, we don't have forest here, and for me, it was like silly just to try to pretend that I'm from Norway or something like that. We thought that it will be much more interesting if we can dig into something that we are connected to. And we thought that, and we think that there's a lot of things very dark and very hidden in the human soul. There's no need to look for demons or whatever when you have your own demons. So we try to write about everything related with thoughts and with ideas and with the darkness inside every one of us, instead of talk about forests and trolls and snow.
I will cut you a little bit. I think that you see it very well in the covers, in the cover from the two releases. You see there's something more, something in this one is something more behind. Yes, and I wanted also to ask you when you made the first song, which one was, and did it sound like now, or you see an evolution from 2016 till now?
Well, the first tracks we were recorded at the beginning. We put it in our first release. That was the EP with 2 tracks, and the whole process was like something cyclical, because we have worked a lot in the music, in the songs, in the structure, and also in the lyrics. But we didn't finish any track until it was complete from the beginning to the end, like the whole structure. And all the tracks were recorded at the same time, at the same period of time. But we choose to separate the first 2 tracks we created and put it in the EP. So I think that those tracks are more like melodic black metal instead of the more atmospheric black metal than the tracks that you can find in the album. But I think that the whole idea of the band is there. We were in this whole album, in all the tracks, and I think that it's the same feeling that we have when we recorded the last track than when we started recording the first one. So for me, it's all connected, and it has all connections that you can find on each and every track. But the 2 tracks, the first one, are in the EP. That's why are more direct, more like melodic black metal.
Yes. Okay, these all tracks come from the same time. You can get some impressions that way. But now we are going to the album, because you started to talking about, and tell me how start the contact with Northern Simon. I will say when we were talking, writing last time, I say, it's not bad. They are really good bands. And tell me how we start the contact, and how was moving everything to release an album, and from a new bands, yes, from contact with a more or less big label?
Well, as soon as we start recording the tracks, we were in contact with a few labels, and they were interested in release this album. But, we started working on this album for 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. And when we finished the album, the whole pandemic just caught up in the middle of this. So everything is that, and a lot of labels have problems. So they turned back about releasing the album. So we have the album ready, but we didn't have a label. So we started looking for a label, and we sent a couple of emails to friends of mine, just help me here and there, just to get in touch with labels. And then one day, we sent an email. It was easy as that. We sent an email to Northern Thailand, and Thorsten replied just the day after, and he was really, really interested to be working with us. So yeah, that was the beginning of this, and it was great. Till now, the label, it's a really, really great label. They help us a lot with the album distribution, and they are very open to our suggestions. We are very comfortable with this label, and we are very happy, of course.
Great. And also, please tell me the plans to release the LP, the vinyl from this album.
The vinyl, I think, it should be ready for August, I think September, because of the pandemic, everything is so delayed. So we hope that late August, I think, or September, the vinyl will be ready. A lot of people keep asking about the label, but about the vinyl, but we can't do nothing about it because we have to wait a couple of more months.
Even the production from a vinyl it's take a long time. Without pandemic, it was also a long time. So it's good that it's coming. Yes, it's nice to know it. And now I wanted to ask you something that is going away. It's everything away. Now I forget to tell you was something important. The cover art. Welcome the cover art because it's very, very impressive and say a lot from the impressions and from the name from the album, yes, the sense toward that. Tell us a little bit who was the artist and what it means for you, and which is the contact from these covers to the lyrics.
Well, the artist behind our cover art, both the EP and the album, the artist is Matt Lombard. He's a great artist. He used to work with different bands, very good bands like Cradle of Filth, Mortis, and Comic Christ. And I think I'm forgetting. Yeah, and I think I'm forgetting a couple other bands. And he's a great artist. He actually get in contact with him, and we talk about the album, and we send him, the tracks so he can listen to it. And he was really, really amazed by the music, and he was very connected to our album. So he wanted to show us a couple of photographs that he had, that he felt that it would be great for this album. So we started working with him. We picked a couple images to use in this album, and somehow all the images get so connected with the album itself that it was perfect, Mod is a very, very talented artist, and I think that he really gets the whole concept behind the album. That's why he showed us specifically some pictures that he had in mind that it would be great for this album, and that was really the thing, it was great because we saw the pictures, we picked the specific ones, and it was everything, like a puzzle, just connecting one piece to another to make this album something unique, and we are very, very happy with the final result.
Yeah, the followers is amazing still now, because I am going now to the answer from the people. I read that Igor Cavalera say something about the album. I think that if 2 million of likes make you good, when someone like Igor Cavalera comes at something like this on your band, is like very, very, very heavy. Yes. Tell me a little bit. Was Igor Cavalera the only one, or there you have another star?
Well, what Igor did was really amazing, was totally unexpected, We just put the album online, and he contacted us, just congratulate about the album, and he did it from a fake account it wasn't his name, And first of all, I thought that it was like a fake thing, like a joke, something like that. I couldn't believe that was for real. But then I realized that he was, and it was very, very funny and surreal. And we stay in contact until today, and we are working in a couple of things. Maybe in the future we release something. He let me work with him in one of his projects among the other artists, and for me it was like, what? It was like, it was like something very, very surreal. So it was great, and the feedback from the audience, it was great. Actually, from a lot of musicians to get in touch with the album, and that's one of the things that I really, really appreciate, because I think that a lot of musicians, they know what we try to do here. They didn't want to reinvent the wheel or something like that. This is just black metal from the 90s, and with the modern sound, with a little bit, with a little twist, personal twist, with philosophical lyrics, and that's it, And a lot of people totally understand that and gave us their support, even a lot of musicians, and we are very, very happy for that.
Great, very great. And I must say that when I am here in Instagram, I look the histories from the followers. I see very, very often album of the year, this album, and I think this is amazing,
Well, to be honest, we still have a lot of months to come, and a lot of great releases. And this was a unique year for the musical industry or the musical scene, because a lot of albums are coming out every week, and it's very difficult just to be up to date with all the new releases. And it was a very, very difficult time to be the album of the year, because there's a lot of great albums out there. But
I can say for me, it's already the album of the year. Could be tons of good albums, but albums like this year will be not.
Well, thanks a lot. Thank you very much.
And also, today to make a band is really easy. It's not like in our time, In our time, you need people to play, you need rehearsals, you need a studio, you need an appointment with the studio. That was a very difficult thing, and this took time. Today, just with the technology, you can in a few weeks to have maybe a demo. And this makes that today come more and more releases. It's more difficult. Yeah. And this is like you say, that every week are coming more and more. This makes it difficult because are more, but the quality is not so good. Musically, Before, they come only the one that fight, and they keep on fighting, and they come. Now is more easy to have these weapons. What do you think about it?
I totally agree with you. I think that what I like to look forward in the albums is not the quality of the sound, but the commitment of the artists in what they are doing. But because there's a lot of great albums that they have really shitty sound, and that doesn't make a bad album. And black metal has a lot of bands and a lot of albums that sound very, very bad. And there's nothing wrong with that. Actually, I kind of like those albums, but not because they sound bad, because they are very committed about what they are doing. And I always try to look forward to see new things and to discover new bands. But as you said, there's a lot of quick and easy releases that just came out from one week to another, and it's totally cool. But maybe those are not the albums that I keep listening to it in repeat for over and over again. The albums that you keep listening to it are the ones that are very elaborated, or at least have something to say.
Yes, right. The last time I discovered a lot of bands that I said, wow, they are really good. You need just not to watch in the surface. You must watch only down, under, and you will find really, really good things. But like we say, there are a lot fast food, black metal, something like this. Now I want to go back to the music, because I was listening going to work every day now, your album, and I realized something. I don't know if you wanted to do it or it just come out. Your music is not it's very well done. It's well played and recorded too. Now some bands take some atmosphere, some climax with keyboards, with change of rhythm, and I realized that, for example, your guitar keep on doing one riff, and you start with the drum a totally different like tempo, like making another things, and this keeps to the sound and to the musical climax very, very special. And without changing the riff or the melody, you have like a feeling of something is going now to be more nervous, something is going to be more slowly. It was this what I realized. You wanted to do it, or just it come out searching for it, don't search it for it?
No, that was totally what we were looking for. We worked a lot on the structures of the album, in the structures of every track. Chris is a great musician, and we spent a lot of weeks and months working in every single track. And sometimes we just we could have to repeat the same riff for maybe 5, maybe 8 times in a row, but all the drums will be doing a totally different pattern just to mix things up. And you can go from one place to another with the same riff, but the feeling is totally different. And that's why, that's because the drum patterns are changing all the time. You know, I wrote those feels and those drum patterns, and I spent, I think, a year and a half working on every detail of that drums. Actually, I'm more happy or more proud of the work that I made with the drums than with the vocals. I really wanted to make something unique, something totally different. That's why I spent so many hours, days, and months working on this patterns in the drums. And Chris, he was working with me all along, and we made a great team, and we tried specifically to do that you said, you know, use the same idea, but like a journey from point A to point B, and just small differences in the sometimes in the riff, sometimes in the drum pattern. And Chris also, when I wrote those patterns, he wanted to re-record the guitar, because he said, of course, it's the same riff, but the drum pattern changed, so I had to make another way to play it, even the same riff. So you will have a lot of different textures, a lot of different feelings, and totally different groove, even with the same riff. And that's how great musician Chris is, because he totally was so connected with the whole working process. And yeah, that was definitely something that we were looking when we were recording that album.
Yeah, this is great. I would say with the guitar, it's more normal to make a third guitar behind. You hear it a lot, but with the drums, you don't see it. Okay, in another musical styles, you see it often. But here in the black metal, it's like we change. Okay, let's go change. It's more like punk, and I like a lot this. But the work from Chris is also amazing. You hear sometimes 3 guitars making different things. This is very, very Deathspell Omega. Deathspell Omega make the same, and it's great for sure. And the vocals too. The vocals, I said your script like Panic Field, very 90s. Yes. That I like me a lot too. Now, the future. How is looking the future for Los Males?
Well, this project is a studio project. With Chris, we are working in I think 4 different other projects. 3 of them are black metal. And with this project, maybe we will try to promote the album for all the year, and the next year maybe we will start recording new tracks. But we will try to make something different for another project to go on stage and to play live. Also with Chris, and it's gonna be black metal, but more direct and more raw than this project.
Great. Now that you talk a little bit about, you never play live. What will happen if someone say you come to play to Europe, to Germany? Forget about pandemic, please. If someone will come and say, "Hey, come, let's do a tour." You sing, and we take Igor Cavalera as a session with you.
As a session drummer. We are not totally close to the idea to bring this band to a stage, but a lot of things have to happen before that. It's not so easy to go on tour with a project like this. We have to pick the correct musician, we have to make rehearsals, and for us, it's not that easy just to jump on stage and go touring. Of course, that's a possibility, and we will see what happens. We are not very, we don't say totally no to that option, but it's not on our plans in the near future. Not with this project.
Okay, great. I think we are on time to change the language. Do you want to say something else to end this interview in English?